He was with every day.
It's cool
You
again,
do
but
And then
Mark.
next week,
You know.
Saturday,
Yeah.
And
no flurries.
they got all done,
But
and then they,
it'll be good for the concert.
and there was, I think,
Concert
13 or
next
14
Saturday?
girls. And they called the top
yeah, maybe so.
10,
Oh,
top 5,
okay,
Okay.
good.
the top
Well, it
5,
won't
and
come
it's
up-
going, oh my God, you know.
All right.
And she don't like to, she's.
Yeah, there's only a couple.
Oh, yeah.
And going on, they called the two girls left. And she
I
went
have trouble,
place.
I have to
Them other
make sure I
girls
put it on
looked
my
at her, and
schedule,
she
because
was-
I still think it's 7 o'clock.
right?
In fact, I had mine out at 7
He said
o'clock
the trophies.
for like forever. I went through, put the dates
I
in.
would imagine, sure.
So she
up
got
there.
2 first, and her group dancing got 4th place.
You are somebody now.
Good.
5 or 6 girls.
There you go.
Is she already? She's been sick.
She's
yet?
out of town.
Oh,
She's out of town.
I thought, God, she was.
Yeah, she hasn't been a last couple meetings.
Already rock?
Yep.
Yeah, was that you, Brady?
You ready?
Yeah, ready.
Ready?
Ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
It is 5:30. Welcome to the City of Manistee Planning Commission meeting for Thursday, March 5th, 2026. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God.
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please take roll.
Commissioner Slavinsky. Here. Commissioner Zemansky.
Here?
Commissioner Weiner.
Here.
Commissioner McBride.
Here.
Commissioner Yoder.
Here.
And Chair Whitliff.
Here, thank you. Approval of tonight's agenda. At this time, the Planning Commission can take action to approve the February 5th, 2026 agenda.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion from Mick, second
I'll second it.
by Roger. Discussion? None. Please take roll.
Commissioner Slavinsky.
Yes.
Commissioner Zemansky.
Yes.
Commissioner Weiner.
Yes.
Commissioner McBride.
Yes.
Commissioner Yoder.
Yes.
And Chair Whitliff.
Yes, thank you. Conflicts of interest. At this time, the chair will ask if any members have a conflict of interest on the approved agenda this evening. Anybody?
Nope.
No? Okay, move along. Approval of minutes. At this time, the chair will ask for a motion to approve the minutes from February 5th, 2026 meeting. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Bob, second
Second it.
by Marlene. Discussion? None? Please take roll.
Commissioner Slavinsky.
Yes.
Commissioner Zemansky.
Yes.
Commissioner Weiner.
Yes.
Commissioner McBride.
Yes.
Commissioner Yoder.
Yes.
And Chair Whitliff.
Yes, thank you. Correspondence has been shared with the Planning Commission and will not be read aloud tonight. And presentation, the Gateway Project updates, excuse me. We will not have a speaker tonight, but I did talk with Israel Stone earlier today. And according to him, they will be moving ground in 2 weeks on the south side of River. So, and they will be presenting next month if anybody's interested in coming for that. And we will have a public hearing. I will open the public hearing. It is 7:30.
5:30.
Oh, I'm sorry, 5:30, yeah.
5:33.
5:33, yes, thank you.
We're in our own time zone.
Yes, we are. Special land use request at 113 Maple Street, personal service establishment.
Right.
So I take it Suzanne is not here yet.
Not yet, no.
Yet.
If there's any other public comment, you could probably start with that.
Okay. If there's any public comment on this special use, please come to the podium, name and address, and you have up to 5 minutes. Nobody?
No, she,
There, you did receive one correspondence in your packet.
yeah.
We don't hear it if they're not here, right?
Pardon me?
I said if they're not here, we don't.
Well, she's going to be here.
Yeah.
She's on her way.
She called that she was
Yeah.
at the wrong
She thought the
time.
meeting was at 7.
Uh-huh.
So, so do we
Can
go
we
to the
skip
next one?
over to the next?
Do I close it and then Can I reopen it
Or we just have to wait for a
or
minute?
wait?
I can give my
Oh,
Okay.
please.
All right,
review.
all right.
Yep.
So Suzanne came, she is looking to do a sort of wellness space, and I will let her sort of elaborate on that and exactly what she plans to do. 113 Maple currently has a special land use permit from 2002 for a real estate office. This was something that we did get some insight from the city attorney on. Real estate office is no longer a defined use in and of itself. It would probably be called a professional service establishment, which started to get a bit weedsy as far as whether this would also fall into a professional service establishment. Would it need to be a special land use change? Could she keep that? The general consensus from the attorney was that because it was deemed real estate, at the time it was real estate, insurance, and finance. So as long as it was not one of those three, it was going to be a different use on the property. I think she's here now if you want to.
All right.
Suzanne, would you like to come up?
Good evening. My name is Suzanne Riley. I'm a real estate broker, and I'm also the owner of 113 Maple Street, one of Manistee's historic Victorian homes, located just south of here on the corner of Maple and 2nd Street. I purchased this Victorian in 1994 when it had been vacant for years and needed major repairs. I renovated and restored the home, initially intending to sell it, but ultimately decided to keep it. In 2001, the City of Manistee's Planning Commission granted me a special use permit, allowing this property to be used as a real estate office, which I then founded, owned, and operated as Century 21 Boardwalk for 20 years. Over the past 30 years, I've cared for this Victorian, invested in it, and maintained strong relationships with the community. Along the way, this painted lady has taught me that it's okay to embrace change. As a real estate broker for more than 3 decades, I've seen firsthand how change, when approached thoughtfully, can lead to happier and healthier lives. After selling my real estate company 4 years ago, I'm now requesting a new special use permit that would allow this property to help others make meaningful changes in their lives. With the new permit, the venue would host low-impact community programs such as small group meetings, workshops, and classes, typically with 2 to 20 participants, focused on health, wellness, and personal development. Gatherings would be limited by appointment and scheduled sessions, similar in size, hours, and traffic to what the property has seen for years. Attendance will be limited, parking is sufficient, and the property's activities will remain consistent with what the neighborhood has long been accustomed to. While the building has some physical accessibility limitations due to its historical architecture, I'm committed to making participation possible for everyone. Alternative arrangements will be available, including virtual access or meeting at a nearby location if needed. I've spoken with local residents and city officials, and the feedback has been very supportive. There seems to be strong community interest in creating small, positive opportunities for wellness, learning, and personal growth. I care deeply about this neighborhood, this city, Manistee County, and the people who live here. This Victorian has been a central part of that care for more than 30 years. and I look forward to continuing to maintain it with the same respect and responsibility now in a way that can further strengthen our community and bring people together in a positive way. For clarity, my original application referred to the space as the Hub. Since then, I've learned that another group in Manistee is also considering that name, so I've chosen a new one. If the permit is granted, this Victorian would be called the Corner Vic, a venue for inner clarity. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you.
I would ask one more time if there's any more public comment, and then I think you're good.
All right. Is there anyone in the audience that has any comment on this? I know I asked before, but if there's anyone, please come to the podium. None? Okay. We will move along to discussion.
You want to close the public hearing for that?
Oh. I will close the public hearing at
5:40.
5:40. Very good.
And then I think you will open the next one before we discuss.
Oh, the public hearing on the zoning amendment?
Yep.
I think we do all the public hearings, and then we go into group discussion is what's normally done.
Okay. I will open the public hearing on zoning amendment Z 26-01, public or economy efficient housing overlay. It's 5:41. Okay. Do we have,
Any public comment?
no, any public comment on this? Please come to the podium.
George Butler, 547 First Street. You've heard from me before. I'm very excited about this, not only for those who own smaller properties, that they can renovate or rebuild on that if necessary, so that's exciting for them. Also, the idea of tiny homes on tiny lots makes a lot of sense. It provides affordable housing for workforce, something we're really after. And so I don't know how many properties there are that are available or could be available, but that'll be a help to workforce housing where you can build smaller because of the cost of building. So I'm very excited for that. I'm really thrilled for the work that our staff has done on that, and looks wonderful to me, so I celebrate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I think it's good that, someone wants to do something.
Could I have your name, please?
Randy Papera, 221 Washington Street. I think it's, good that somebody wants to do something with that vacant property. But I guess I would object to the fact that you're gonna try to put 8 families in that little space. 2 families in a little, my mom lives at Green Acres, and 400 square feet, 500, there's nothing. There's nowhere to put anything, there's nowhere to store anything. I'm fearing that what the yard's gonna look like after time. Just because there's no storage. The living space is very limited in that amount of room. And right now, the way the zoning is, you can put a house there with 960 square feet. But you're putting 2 gallons of water in a 1-gallon bucket. And that's just my fear. That's how my feeling is about it.
Thank you.
All right. 2 gallons of water in a 1-gallon bucket. There you go.
Anyone else? No? Okay. Close the public comment and close the public hearing on this. And then it is 5:44. We will open the public hearing for the proposed master plan is 5:44.
Master plan, yeah. Nobody now.
There's some in here with me.
What do you need?
I see, I thought there was some in this.
Ask them again, just make sure.
Yeah. You gonna run through it or anything? Any corrections that you had, Maddie?
Yeah, I can run through it.
Go ahead.
So I received one email of correspondence, which is attached in your packet. I also received input from the county planning department.
Great.
The memo is attached in there. The biggest piece of comment I received was from department heads and city council. This I organized in an Excel file. I gave you a copy, but it's kind of a bit weedsy to go through. These were all of the updates, most of which were made. There were a few that we decided were maybe too specific to list something, or maybe wasn't. If a department head gave a different answer than a different department head and they were contradicting, I usually just left it out because I don't want people disagreeing on the things that are going into this. Or if someone thought maybe it was being too specific about something they thought was vague moving forward, that was another common contradictory comment I received. I guess some of the biggest things, one thing that wasn't changed, and I did talk to Bill about this a few days ago, was the future land use images. Some of them not being from Manistee. I think that this is a relatively common practice in master plans, just because you are highlighting where you see those spaces in the community going. I think it's hard to set future land use goals if those types of land use already are existing. And so that's where that stems from. We also don't necessarily have high definition images of spaces that would accurately represent the definitions of the future land uses that were proposed. So that was a suggestion that wasn't changed. I heard Mick, you discussing some of these charts, whether they were verified. For the most, everything has sort of where she got that information from the bottom, and I will take her word for that. That's really the best. That's the best I got.
Sure.
I can't necessarily fact check all of that. We did include the social district. That was something that was left out of the initial plan. Some of the language around man-made lake, we included pitcher's thistle, that wasn't in there already. The word blight was only used once in the actual contents of the plan, so we added a sentence on cleaning up blight in the housing goals and cleaning up neighborhoods. That was a recommendation that came from the county. In terms of process, after you guys adopted or recommended the draft, it went to city council and it was approved to go into the public review period. And Tanya came to the council meeting to present. The general consensus with any edits was that that is the purpose of the public review period, and so we were going to be continuing to take edits while she worked on these that we had received prior to that. We sent out notices to all of our local utility and neighboring community partners, which I have copies in your packet for. This was just the letter that went out addressed to each of them. I've got the list here. They also received notice of tonight's hearing. Besides that, I submitted spelling and grammar suggestions. I don't have a good way of checking all of that, nor do I have the time to check all of that again, so I'm hoping that, and I know that she does do a final spell check, and any spelling and small things like that can be fixed after the adoption.
Okay.
And this will be a recommend.
That were kind of left over from the template. Well, names and some of the spelling, it looked like when they were filling in the templates that they were.
Yeah. Bob, I got your name added.
What?
You weren't on it.
You are now.
You're
You're
on
the
it now.
blame list.
On the blame list.
Somebody know.
We updated the, yep. We got Bob's name added. And I've worked with Tanya quite a bit this week to continue adding some of these edits as I've gone through, but last I checked, everything on that Excel sheet that I provided a recommendation for, you can see things that I said, I think this is okay to not fix or to leave as is. Everything was completed on there.
Okay.
And that's all I got.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll move along to public comment on the proposed master plan. If there's anyone in the audience that has anything, please come to the podium. You have up to 5 minutes. Name and address, please. 5:50, we'll close that portion of the public hearing. Okay, and then we'll move along to public comment on agenda-related items. All comments and handouts from the speaker at the podium will go through the chair. Also, there will not be any interaction, between the podium and audience. These rules cannot be followed. The chair can adjourn the meeting. And we will go to new business, special land use request, 113 Maple Street, professional service establishment.
Personal.
Any comments?
Yes, personal. Okay. So, discussion?
I think it's reasonable for that area and that neighborhood. I didn't see anything that would be problematic for the community. And I saw that there wasn't any negative comments about what kind of programs were going to be in the establishment. And it's just nice to see that that building is going to continue to have use.
Exactly. Yep.
I'd like to know, I've been in that building, I almost bought it years ago, and it's a small property, and just the driveway in the back side. I don't know how many employees are gonna be there, and then how many people per day, where they're all gonna park. Is that all street parking?
She has 4 parking spots mapped out.
4 or 5, isn't it?
5, I think. I saw.
5?
That's a sizable piece of concrete where the parking is.
Yeah, 5.
That's a
And
very good size park.
in our discussions, so there's no designated number of spots for a personal service establishment. And I kind of took the liberty that if what she has had has worked thus far, I'm comfortable that this won't be a higher traffic establishment than a real estate office. I think it would be,
More or less one each kind of programs.
yeah, pretty comparable.
Yeah, and actually, even with I think there's a garage on that building too, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Back
that can
tonight.
take, employees can park in that garage, which opens up spaces in front.
Yeah, 1 or 2 spots, so.
Yeah.
Because I know going to the Ramsdale, you have a hard time, and
Sure.
have something at the same time, it's
Yeah.
really gonna be bad.
But those are probably gonna be far and few in between, because the hours, could I bring Suzanne up again? Suzanne, could you please come up? If you don't mind, we'll ask a couple questions. If there's any questions from the commission? Roger, you always have something.
Yeah, I do, but as far as people teaching these classes, are there gonna be any professional people, or yourself, or who's gonna be holding these?
Practitioners who are, yes, they would be instructing, yes.
And then you would plan on having X amount of people at a gathering or a meeting or a?
I would anticipate 2 to 20 at the most. It would be, we would have a schedule,
Uh-huh,
and it would be an online website as well as printed material. And it would probably be small groups that would be getting together, but instructors at certain times that wouldn't be any more than the real estate company that I had. I had 21 agents at my peak.
right.
And so it would be probably less than that, factoring in their clients and their customers, plus my staff. at the time as a real estate office, so I don't anticipate it being any busier than that.
Oh, okay, all right. And then you have the parking there, are the 5 slots, are they for the participants of the group or for the people that work there?
For the participants, the instructor would probably be one of those vehicles. A lot of times people carpool together as well, if it's a group. There might even be people walking from the community. So I don't anticipate it being any more than what I've had in the past 20 years or 30 years.
Okay, all right. And hours would be,
Similar to the hours that we had, depending on if there were morning sessions scheduled, trying to accommodate to the community and what they're looking for.
okay.
And then if some were a little after hours, just like in real estate.
What were your hours on the real estate side, Suzanne?
We were typically 8 to 5, but then it was around the clock. We were there 11 o'clock at night sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
But you wouldn't foresee your clients or,
For this event, the new, I can't imagine that I would have anything that late, but there may be, if there's an event going on that would accommodate for an after-work type session, for sure, there would be something, but not till, it wouldn't be any different than a real estate office. We worked late evenings and
Yeah, okay.
yeah, as far as the parking, I think there's enough parking, but, you know, we've been after, on this commission, trying to get walkability within the community. So clients walking there is great. Maybe can add more to it, so.
right now with that new crosswalk right there at First and Maple, the lights and everything that's just new in there, hopefully people could even, it's not that far, we're all spoiled, I think, on our, we're so used to parking outside of the door everywhere, but really, a block is not far at all.
No.
A block or two.
Oh,
Which,
exactly,
worst case scenario.
right.
And there's other similar businesses on Maple Street. You have the Lighthouse Pregnancy Center, you have the church, and they don't seem to have had any problems that I'm aware of. So I don't see it being an issue.
Did you have any correspondence from anybody?
Yeah, you guys have one in
Just
that,
one.
That's just
in
the
that
one?
packet there.
Just that.
Now, the only, and I didn't see it on the drawing, but probably in the past, with your real estate office, did you use garbage totes?
Yeah.
Okay, so this wouldn't qualify for a enclosure, would it?
A dumpster, you're not planning on a dumpster?
No.
I think just if she were to put a dumpster, she would need to enclose it, but
But it
if she doesn't have a need for it.
Yeah, okay, that's,
Yeah, we had a dumpster on the back side of it. I think if you had anything, they come in through the alley.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't need one.
No, I wouldn't
okay,
think so.
all right. Okay, that was my questions.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, any other questions? No. No? Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you. So with that,
All right.
is there a motion to approve the special land use at 113 Maple Street, personal, yes, service establishment?
Yeah, I'll make a motion, Mark.
I'll second.
Motion by Roger, second
Second.
by Bob. Any further discussion? None, please take roll.
Commissioner Slavinsky,
Yes.
Commissioner Zamansky,
Yes.
Commissioner Weiner,
Yes.
Commissioner McBride,
Yes.
Commissioner Yoder,
Yes.
and Chair Williff.
Yes. Congratulations, approved.
Okay.
Next is the zoning amendment Z26-01, economy efficient housing overlay. So, go to discussion on that. Anything?
Well, I'm just kind of surprised that, you know, a lot of the homeowners who are really being given an incredible advantage over the current ordinance haven't stopped by to comment on it. Because one of the things that this ordinance does is allows them to build on their site, if, for example, if you're on one of those sites and your home burns down, you're out of luck. You can't rebuild under the current ordinance. In addition, a lot of homes can't do anything as far as remodeling or changing the scope of their homes. They're really trapped in the footprint that they currently have. This will allow some homeowners to be able to have some expansion. In addition to the fact that some of these vacant lots will now be buildable, which is important for the city because we really are in a shortage. So that's the only thing I was surprised, because there's 150 homeowners that are currently living on those lots that are going to have a benefit of being able to have a property that will no longer be tied to an ordinance that was established without any kind of grandfathering clause.
Maddie, can you put up the maps of all the,
Yes.
please, square feet?
So this is the 2,500 to 6,000, or just below 6,000. Right now, the minimum is 6,000 square feet
Right.
for lot size. I almost would say we should look more closely at this one. This is gonna be 3,000 to 6,000. So the ordinance addresses 2,500 to 6,000, for the sake of including the odd cases where you don't have 30 feet, where you do have 30 feet of frontage, but you don't have 3,000 square feet in your lot. Because with the minimum width and the setbacks, you do still need 30 feet of frontage to meet this overlay. So I think this is a slightly better representation, but I wanted to accommodate for any oddballs in there that,
So with this language that we're talking about, anyone that has a smaller lot will be able to build if something were to happen to their house?
yes.
Yep.
So the ordinance right now for nonconformities says that by grace of God or act of fire or natural disaster, if your home is destroyed to state of being totaled, by definition of your insurance, you would need to rebuild to the rules of the ordinance. Which, that being said, could you take other paths to get it approved and pursue a variance? Probably. You already had a home there, and this is, an extreme disaster, but this would provide, I think, some security. And as well as, our housing structures are aging. And I think that this provides some lenience to be able to rebuild and to upgrade homes on these smaller lots.
Okay.
When I moved back to Manistee, I bought a house on a 3,600 square foot lot. So if something would happen to that, I would have been out of luck.
Yeah, and you really can't even sell them unless you have a neighbor who's willing to buy, because what can you do with it? A community garden.
Well, you have to have so much green space and everything else, so you're very limited.
Yeah.
I think green space is 40%? Is that it?
And isn't this ordinance change kind of in compliance with what the state has been recommending?
I don't know if it's recommending. I think it's becoming a best practice. So
Okay.
in the master plan, economy efficient dwellings are suggested as an approach to supporting housing initiatives in the city. So I think that this is a good timing to do this alongside adopting the new master plan. I know Arcadia Township has done something pretty similar. I believe they allow even smaller than 400. They're in that sort of 200 range, which is, I think, more of a common definition. So we bumped it up to 400 per your request, and that was sort of the guidelines I got from the joint meeting as well, was support of this generally, but wanting to limit how small we go.
Well, what they're talking with the housing
440,
shortage-
sorry.
40? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
400 for duplex is what I've got in there, 440 for single.
all right. Yeah, with the housing shortage, yeah, this would definitely be a plus.
It probably also looks slightly different. This is just the expanded version of what I have shown you in the past. So making sure that this gets added to every map, every time they mention R2 zoning, every time they mention setbacks, adding a footnote that would bring people to this overlay section. So the bulk of it's going to be in R2 as section 905, that very last section there. But you may notice that it is expanded a bit. And I did have the attorney review the short-term rental ordinance and this applicability, because right now the short-term rental ordinance says that no tiny home is eligible as a rental, and so we're going to add to that as economy efficient dwelling.
Good.
So with that said, how can we enforce that? Is there any way to enforce it?
I personally don't think it's going to come up unless a developer were to come right now and to buy up these lots and turn them all into short-term rentals. With instituting a cap, we're likely going to meet the cap prior to a number of homes being constructed on these lots.
Wouldn't be able to get their permit, so they wouldn't be in compliance.
Well, I mean, if they,
And so anything that's existing would not be considered an economy efficient dwelling. That's just an existing house. And so these are going to be anything newly built
right,
on these properties, and it could be something that we include in the permit as a stipulation.
okay.
And I think enforcement long-term might get weedsy if this is really popular and a lot of people start to build. I also think if this is really popular, maybe we relook the overlay idea and make it more of a permanent solution in the district. But in these next few years, while we inch towards that cap, I think that we want to make sure that this overlay addresses housing. And by doing that, we did include the short-term rental aspect.
But enforcement, I mean, I know you put a stipulation in, correct? Mm-hmm. Will, or.
Yeah, we would.
What else can be done? Just trying to protect neighborhoods, and I'd hate to see somebody go in, build a couple tiny houses, and then try to put them up for short-term rentals.
They would still have to file with the city as the short-term rental registration, and then we wouldn't issue the registration, and then acting as a short-term rental, it would be subject likely to the enforcement that we have in place for the short-term rental ordinance.
I just think we're trying to avoid that. We have the same fear.
Mm-hmm.
I really would hate to see that. And it's happened in Greeley.
Yeah,
There's one lot that's, I think it's got 5 tiny homes on it right now, and some of them are short-term rentals. So I think we're just trying to avoid that completely.
I guess I don't know another way to go about it besides educating when someone purchases the lot, and they would need to go through us to get the building and the zoning permits, and we say, this is a stipulation of this overlay and being able to build on these properties, using it as a stipulation in the land use permit, and then not issuing registration are really the only 3 things that I can think of that would exist regardless.
Because I know we set a limit on how many. It went to city council.
And none of these would be eligible.
They changed it.
for the-
And that, how many are we allotted for short-term rental? Do you know?
I think it's 166.
5% of the total doors in the community.
And so we,
Wouldn't even be part of that number.
No, because
They don't
allowed to be
comply.
short-term rentals.
yeah, so they couldn't get
Yeah.
the registration. But what I'm also saying is, and perhaps, council also changes this when it gets to them, because this is going to have to go through council as well. And they could have a different idea on what the short-term rental enforcement would look like, or whether they want that included. I do not really foresee, with the number of rentals we have available, that this could be a major issue. Maximum 20, which feels like a lot. But I mean, there's 900 of these parcels that fall into this. And I just feasibly, I think that there's not enough time to build the number of houses to turn into short-term rentals with how long I think it's going to take us to reach our cap. I think we will likely reach the cap relatively quickly. I sent out notices 2 days ago to that list. And something that Jerry and I didn't realize is some of these private companies, Manistee Vacations has a bulk of our rentals, and they don't use Airbnb or Vrbo. And so Granicus doesn't pull those up. And so knowing that and knowing how many he has, I think we're closer to the 160 than we had previously thought. I don't think we're going to reach it this year, but I think that we will soon.
Okay.
We do have some, getting back to the enforcement, we do have some avenue for enforcement.
Yeah.
Is that
And I think if it is a big issue and people are calling me and I want to buy these lots and turn them into short-term rentals, I would come back to you guys and I would say we need to amend this
Yeah.
to include something for enforcement or relook it. But I don't majorly foresee that. And if you want, you could always do a PUD. If you wanted to build a bunch of little tiny rentals, I think that was what I would have to say. We didn't include PUDs in this because that waives some of the zoning, and so I didn't include that in this section, and I think that would be the only way to do tiny rentals.
okay?
Yeah, because there's a lot of regulations in a PUD to go through.
Right,
So you have to be very strict.
including us.
Yeah, and it would come back to you guys ultimately.
So we're somewhat protected then.
Yeah,
Okay,
we have a final say.
Yeah.
okay. I'm good with it. Everybody? Good? All right. Any other questions?
No,
Discussion? Okay. I'll ask for a motion to recommend language for economy efficient housing overlay zoning ordinance amendment to city council.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mick, second.
I'll second.
By Roger, further discussion? None, please take roll.
Commissioner Slavinsky,
Yes.
Commissioner Zamansky,
Yes.
Commissioner Weiner,
Yes.
Commissioner McBride,
Yes.
Commissioner Yoder,
Yes,
Chair Whitliff.
Yes. Motion approved.
all right.
And we'll move along to proposed master plan. So any discussion on that?
Yay, 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 what a master plan. Yeah,
That was a lot of reading,
yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
like the fourth time, but actually, I think it's coming about. You know, I mean, it's a good vision for our community. I think we've covered all the key vision spots, and I think people who read it and use it will benefit from it.
I thought it was pretty clean.
Yeah.
Not pretty clean, clean. So, I mean, nothing's 100%, you know, I'm sure there's a period or something missing, but
Somebody else, yeah,
it was
somebody else
clean.
knows something.
And those things can be
Yeah.
tweaked. It's a huge thing to sit down and
Well, this is
And
ba-
catch
this is
all
pretty much
those.
a living document,
Yeah,
it's
it's
always gonna change.
Supposed to be
Yeah.
alive and updated every year.
and you guys you guys should review it annually, and so
So let's put that on the schedule for once a year to review. Because we really
it's
haven't.
an RRC requirement, I think.
I think we did one, the year before we started the new one, I think is the one.
I think
time
you
that
would
we
have,
did review.
RRC says you should do it every year, and so does the Planning Enabling Act, so
Yep.
it's probably just been considered reviewed since it's been worked on every year for the last
Yeah,
few years. But I will say Tanya and I think, well, Tanya, I think, did a really good job of addressing the things on this list, and I think we seamlessly added majority of these comments. There were things that she had questions on, I wasn't confident on, we left out, or we had contradicting comments, but for the most part, I would say almost all of these were addressed, and I think I'm confident in the way that they were addressed.
yeah, I think you did too.
Is this presented to us at all?
So,
This-
I didn't see this until now.
are we good?
That in the
I didn't
package.
see that either. Yeah, no, we're just talking about.
No,
But you
I
gave
didn't,
us a copy to.
I didn't have, she sent me the master plan, the updated copy, the day that I sent out the packet.
Okay.
All right.
I got that really recently, and so I didn't have a chance to go through these comments prior to that, and so I went through, and there were some that weren't done, and so I reached back out to her, and we've been working on it this week to get all of them addressed, and I didn't get the final copy till today, hence why this is your first time seeing this list.
All right.
That was my concern, because where did this come from?
So are we good for motion?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make a
Okay.
motion.
I'll make a motion to recommend adoption of the proposed City of Manistee Master Plan to City Council and constituting the Planning Commission to approve of a such master plan. So is there a motion?
Motion.
Bob,
By Bob, second.
Second it.
By Marlene. Further discussion? None, please take a roll.
Commissioner Slavinsky? Commissioner Zemansky?
Yes.
Commissioner Weiner?
Yes.
Commissioner McBride?
Yes,
Commissioner Yoder? Yes. Chair Whitliff?
Yes. Motion.
there
You.
you go.
And we will go to old business, which we have none. Public comments and communication. If there's anyone in the audience that has anything, please come to the podium. Name and address, please, and you have 5 minutes. So, anybody? None, please, we'll move along to staff reports.
Okay, chill update. So, Jackie, Jerry, and I have been remarkably busy signing chill contracts, which is very exciting. I would say the bulk of the last 2 weeks, I couldn't even sit down at my computer to check my email because we've had contractors and homeowners in and out of the office every single day, 8 to 5. That being said, we have signed most of the contracts. There are still one contractor we have coming in tomorrow. A couple of projects we still need bids for. One household that underwent lead testing, and so that has a different approach because we have to wait until the ground thaws. That's my update. We did get a roof done, our first project complete. I am feeling much more confident about the May extension and that deadline. And I think that I'm very proud of Jerry, Jackie, and I, and picking up, I think it's very hard to pick up where someone left off in something of this size. And it took us a long time to understand where Teresa left off and to pick up from there and keep the ball going. And so we've had a lot of hurdles, and I'm very happy with where we're at now, and I'm feeling much more optimistic about these projects getting done in a timely manner. And I think that homeowners are feeling much better about it too. Childcare zoning amendments. So next meeting, we're going to have Mike Segola from Networks Northwest present on, I don't remember their formal title for the initiative, on, I'm sorry, can you guys be a little bit quieter? I'm sorry.
If you could.
Thank you. He will be presenting on childcare language. So we got language from McKenna, summer of 2024. That's in your packet. Networks Northwest is providing some sample language to the rest of Manistee County. They have not written up language for us. And this is because Mike thinks that the McKenna language is essentially what he would write. And so we are going to get together before April and tweak it a bit. And he's got some statistics on childcare in the county. But I think it's really great that the county is going to be hopefully passing these amendments in unison and making an effort to bring childcare to the area. I guess I also already mentioned, but I did send out notices for short-term rentals on Wednesday. I think a big reason that so many are unregistered is just lack of knowledge on the new ordinance. I noticed that a lot of these houses have owners that live out of state. And a lot of these property owners are up to date in the existing rental program. And I would imagine they're just unaware of some of these changes that we've made. And it's hard to explain when they know that they're up to date as a short-term rental, that we would then change the short-term rental if you're not up to date in local news. And so Jerry and I hope to take more of an educational warning approach this year. And, you know, I'll send out this first round of letters. I'll probably at least send one more round to those that don't respond. I think we'll probably get a lot of angry response from this first round. But I think that in getting close to this cap, I'm much more worried that I think people will be more concerned that they're not going to get into the cap than they are with a one-time ticket. And so continuing to warn and continuing to educate people is going to be our approach probably up until close to the summer before we start formal enforcement, I would imagine. And then next year and every year moving forward, we're going to take the enforcement approach. I have a feeling that a lot of people are just unaware, and I don't know the best tactic to notify people all across the country of what Manistee zoning amendments are, aside from sending them letters. And if I had their emails, I would send them emails. And
So that's not on any type of documentation, the owner's emails?
so the current application, we ask for email and phone number, and we're pretty good. If we get one without one, we give it back, and we need your contact information because we need to contact you for inspections, and if you're missing any documentation. AGS handled them for a while. We don't have their permits in BSNA. If it's a property owner that owns a lot of properties, or they do a lot of development, or they've been doing work recently, we have their email, but it's not something that gets automatically included. And so if no one's taken the step to do that yet, I've been trying to dig, but letters was the quickest approach for this batch.
For those that are in like rental programs that they have companies up here do, can you send like a master letter to the people who are managing those and let them contact them, letting them know?
I think for the most part, all of those
Have they already got?
have registered, yeah.
Good.
Those have been pretty good, because once we get one from one, we get multiple. I guess I don't have any way of knowing if they're aligned with them. We'll see what the letters say and what type of response we get. I have a feeling that we'll get a pretty good response. And I get, even after the paper posted after last meeting about the 89 unregistered, we did get a couple. And so I think just continuing to educate and continuing to share that this is now in place is going to be helpful.
Okay, thank you. Anything, Jackie? No? Okay. Meeting training attended by the members.
Last week, myself and Roger and Marlene attended the training, and the week before, I attended the training, the Wednesday before that.
Yeah, we attended 3 sessions,
Yep.
Marco.
Yeah.
I emailed Kara from MSU, so she hasn't gotten back to me, but I will follow up with her
All right.
on making sure
Now,
that those
we're
get
caught up on
recorded.
25, we just work on 26.
So I think everybody is caught up.
I think I'm caught up with 25, and then
Mike,
I've got
Not quite.
this next one coming up in a couple of weeks for this year. Right, okay, so I'm caught up.
Well, you were a late joiner, Bob.
Yeah.
So we'll let that
Big
go.
gap in there.
And Bob and I attended last Thursday the recreation seminar down at the West Shore Building, or,
That was a pretty good one.
it was. So,
Got to ask some good questions on it.
Pam signed up for the Planning and Zoning Essentials webinar. I got Mark signed up. Marlene, I know you were interested.
Yeah.
It is online, if you're gonna be able to access that, just because it's in the evening, so I won't be able to do it here.
Okay.
I've
What
got-
is the date on that?
I think it's the 25th and 26th.
Yeah,
22nd of March?
25th and 26th of March, I think.
From 6 to 8.
I went
And I haven't signed you up yet, because I wanted to check with you if that's gonna work.
Yeah, I'll check with my son.
Okay,
I'll be
give me a
hooked up
call.
then.
A couple of weeks ago, I was at the State Surveyors Convention. There's a couple classes I took. I'm gonna get the stuff to you, but where I think may fall into our stuff to see if that qualifies for continuing ed. There were 6 and 7 hour seminars I was sitting in and stuff, so,
Doesn't hurt.
yeah.
And then, Mick, you mentioned a housing in April.
Yeah, the housing conference, the NARO,
Will you send it to me? Okay, I couldn't find what you were talking about,
okay.
and I will get that covered.
Well, congratulations, everyone. You're caught up on 25 now.
Yeah.
We're moving along, so
Moving on, yeah.
then right after that, we'll go to 27, mid-year.
Yeah.
26.
No, we'll move to 27 after you're done.
Oh, yeah,
Be ahead of the curve.
be ahead of the curve. All right.
All right, very good. And now move to member discussion. Roger?
The only question I have is, we asked Maddie here a couple weeks ago, was about the Catholic Central School building. If, nobody knows, no, okay.
As far as I know, it hasn't sold.
We hear all
and-
kinds of rumors, you know,
Yeah.
and I just thought maybe somebody.
What building is that?
The old
school.
Catholic Central.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, we don't know nothing about
I
it.
haven't heard anything.
All right, okay.
It's off the tax roll again, so.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good, Marco, that's all I got, buddy.
Okay, thank you. Marlene?
Nothing.
Okay. Pam?
Two things that people commented to me on. One is the new sign for the Century 21 on First Street. It's on a pole, but I think it's an old pole. It's not a new one, and I told them it might have been grandfathered in because
That is the same pole that was there.
that's what I thought. I
Yeah,
went
the same
and
pole, the
looked.
same size. Nothing's changed on that size of that.
Okay,
thing.
and that's what I told them. I thought it was just, you know, they were using the same, so it was an issue. And the other one is, I'm sorry, Mick. They don't like the idea of the band shell being down at the beach. They were wondering why you can't put it at
See that
the
where we
Catholic
mark?
school.
Because we don't own the Catholic school.
I know. I said you'd have to
read it.
talk.
But I don't think they've seen the latest design.
The
either for
amphitheater?
new band shell,
No, it
because
was in
now,
the paper. It was in the
but I don't
paper.
think they realize it's actually just a dune.
Yeah. She's just concerned about the parking and why can't there be something to be used year-round? And I said she was talking to the wrong person. She needs to talk to you guys.
Well, actually, she needs to talk to it's not us, it's the beach.
Yeah,
The beach master plan.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
So that's it.
How's your light? The church light.
Oh, the church light.
He-
They're doing much better.
Okay, he called today.
It's
Be
still
nice, though.
pretty bright, but he's doing better about
Okay.
turning it off.
Okay.
Mick?
how many chill grants have actually been issued so far, since you were talking about,
Contracts that
Yeah.
we've signed.
don't know offhand, okay.
So there's 13 households. One is waiting on lead, so we haven't signed any. The other 12, we've at least signed one.
Oh.
No, one is only doing one project, and I have one bid hopefully coming tomorrow for her projects. And so two, we haven't signed any. 11 households, we've signed at least one. More, most of them more.
Okay.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, yeah. It was,
Bob?
Yeah.
I got nothing, still playing catch up on, February was a disaster month, and so I'm still trying to find a head above water for a bit.
Okay. The only thing I have is curb cuts. I've been asked again about curb cuts, that, if somebody wants to do a double driveway, and our ordinance doesn't allow it. So is it something that, we could revisit? I know before it was brought up, and parking was an issue about taking parking away from the city, but I can't imagine more than 10 people would partake in a widening their driveway.
Well, you look at the existing curb cut for a driveway, if you're gonna make it for a double drive, that's not even half a car length for that. You're only driving another 8 feet to drive. That's not, and the car is good 12, 14 feet. So you're not even taking a full parking spot from anybody at all.
Having a shared driveway, because my house used to have a shared driveway, and it's crazy. You're always, somebody have to move because they park too much, and I don't foresee that as a good thing for us to.
I don't think they would be shared.
No, they wouldn't be shared.
It would be widening.
Saying if
If
you're
our landowner can
together,
hit-
they move over and you can't get in
Well,
because,
it'd be what we're looking at is the driveways where, okay, you've got a family, that's 2 cars parking one behind the other. You wanna put the second spot in, so the the people in that family can park side by side, so they don't have to keep jockeying cars around.
You would still have to be 3 feet from the property line, so you couldn't combine driveways.
I don't know, it's something that, again, I've been asked, and I'd like to revisit here in the very near future, since spring is coming and construction season, so.
Of course, I know on all the state highways, we don't have any control at all.
Right.
So,
Yeah, they've got strict guidelines to follow on that.
and there may be guidance it might be that we'd have to get Mr. McCullough to come and.
Yeah, he would probably be included in that decision
Our expert on that.
if he wanted to up the deposit for the curb cut, maybe
Yeah.
if we're allowing them to touch more of the street.
So could we bring this, I don't know what we have for April, but maybe May, so.
They might wanna involve the engineers from Spicer on it too,
Okay.
because they'd have an understanding of how it would work. Jeff would have one part and they could hit another part.
Good thought, Bob. No, we brought you back for that reason.
Just wanna hit the seat.
All right, that is all I have for tonight, so those who stayed, thank you.
Yeah.
And it is 6:32, and I'll take a motion to adjourn.
yeah, I thought with that packet, we'd be here forever.
So did I.
Oh, that was all cut and dry. That's
Gateway not coming made it better.
Yeah, that helped.
What do you got, what they wanted?
So they're gonna be around 2 weeks, I think? Is that for testing?
According to his, Tyler's no longer